Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Revolve's Roundtable. I'm Revolve, and today, for this week, we have Banana from Uwu, Girthquake from Vancouver, Zakaro from Chicago, Slimeall from Silver Smashers, Pineapple from Last Kings, Corbs from Big Macs, Kylus from Exodus, and me for Soar. And so, we're just going to go ahead and get right into a discussion with Exodus for Soar. So, Kylus, if you want to start, or I can start, it's up to you.
I can start. Sounds good. So the score was obviously 3-0 in the favor of Soar, and the score really doesn't justify how close of a match it was. And I can say from Exodus's perspective, we fought as hard as we could throughout every map, and we played our hearts out.
Yeah, so it started out Li Zhang. Well, some maps were really close, and then there was Li Zhang. Uh, I don't know if anyone watched it back, but we 200 0'd on Li Zhang.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was very surprised to see Exodus come back on Gibraltar. And we were so close to losing that. We should not have won that.
It was a very close map.
We weren't comfortable on Gibraltar, and at one point I think we're just on our second attack. We're just like, screw it, run Brawl, and I ran May, and we completed Gibraltar with the May Reinhardt Zarya composition. It was wacky, but main thing I have to say about that match is sadly he's no longer on the team for IRL reasons, but Esta Genji go crazy. So
Fair enough.
okay. So there's not too much to talk about with that match. So Uwu and Vancouver. So Banana and Girth, go ahead and talk whatever you guys want to talk about from that match.
Girth, do you want to start?
You can start.
Okay. So I feel like we definitely fought our hearts out, and even though the score was 1-3 in favor of Vancouver, we definitely put up our best effort. Like, we stalled for I think 2.5 minutes on Gibraltar. They kept pushing it to 0.7, and then we would stall it back. And it was we didn't get absolutely steamrolled. It was definitely close. And I definitely think this was a learning experience for us of what we can do, what we can't do, and what we need to work on. And I really enjoyed the game.
Girth?
Okay, so I kind of got a lot to say.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, talk as much as you want. We've had
10-minute
discussions. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a go map by map. So first map, we came in super prepared. Just Sav, Blitz, and I, which are two main tanks and one off tank. We were doing pugs versus top 500 GM players, and then we came in and did practice Grim versus Last Kings, I think it was. So we were all on since 4 o'clock, probably before that, just warming up for it. And then when we got to Ilios, which is our first map, I don't think Uwu touched the point once.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were really on guard, and we kind of got psyched out by a little, but then what was the next map? Gibraltar, right?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have the list of it.
Yeah.
It's Gibraltar after that.
Yeah, I don't think we ran Gibraltar since the season started, and our dive is awful. So, we eventually somehow managed to pull out 5 minutes to the third point to get it a couple meters past that initial choke after the long hallway. When they were on double shield, we just said, we have 5 minutes, let's play Brawl. And then we eventually got the point there. Had a minute or so. But on Hanamura, which was our old best map, our rotations, which was kind of the strength of how we played it, kind of fell apart. Especially since we kind of struggle with what happens when they teleport onto point, and where do we rotate there. So that's something I'm going to have to talk to my team about. And the third one, Last King. Sorry, not
King's Row.
King's Row. Yeah. Uh, I was back in for that one because I wasn't there on Hanamura, and I don't know. We played Brawl. We're comfortable with Brawl, and we kind of won that way. We made a ton of mistakes there, so yeah, but we won. And
Yeah.
I really think we played the best that we've ever showed anyone we could play since before this. Even in games, Blitz was like, oh, we're just using games and stuff to try new stuff out. And it took like our entire team to like say, yeah, we should probably stop trying new stuff in the middle of our games. And we also got like torn into by Nev about just everything we're doing wrong and constantly not calming, not doing this, not doing that.
Mm.
And we've all at a point been boomed. And I think it really makes me proud to have this team and to have pulled through as well as we did versus Ulu.
Mm.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Sure, I'll go first. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Since I was pretty much a Pepega brain that we kind of decided to have some fun. And surprisingly, the maps were actually pretty close. I honestly thought that we were just gonna get blown out, despite even though yes, it was a 3-0. It was like the maps were a lot closer than the score. I'll be honest with you. I had to come into coach because some of our coaches are absolute Pepegas, and we're like, hey, look at this. We don't even know how to show up to games. And and so the Corps MHC came into play, and yeah, we even though we did lose, we still held our heads high, and we just felt like we still felt pretty confident about how it's going, and so we're just looking to put this game behind us and go to move on to the future.
Yeah, I will say we knew that you guys were a good team going in, so we prepared, and we knew that you wouldn't be able to play due to you're suspended, and we know that you were like probably like an in-game leader and comms leader since you're a captain and stuff. So we knew it would it'd still be a hard game, but it wouldn't be as difficult since you guys weren't at your full strength. But I mean, you guys definitely still played well. You guys made it competitive and even draw the map on the Abyss. So.
So I guess I'll start. For going into our game this week, we definitely didn't have the most productive scrims, which like definitely didn't help. And then we had like a pretty decent read on what Chicago was going to be doing, but I think overall just our plans kind of fell short. Once we got into the game, it seemed like even though we would be planning fights, a lot of times we would be like, okay, we're going to engage with this and this, or like this fight, we're going to do this. We kind of just would see the other team start kind of poking and then not really initiate with like anything, like even if we were calling to like grab early here or something like that. We just kind of just didn't really press Q. Obviously that wasn't like the only reason why we lost. I think we definitely made a lot of mistakes and didn't really capitalize on a lot of mistakes that Chicago was doing. But I definitely felt like we just kind of played pretty scared this week, and definitely was, I would for sure say, our worst showing for so far as a team. So like right now we're just going back kind of to the drawing board, restructuring, and like making sure we have all our fundamentals down, because definitely it was a pretty solid letdown. But I mean, overall, we definitely did get pretty outplayed by Chicago this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our Chicago's scrimming has been working on tempo and all that type of stuff. So we really did somewhat take tempo and just hold on to it from there, which is something that Kaiser, our not just a DPS coach, has been drilling into our heads. Just, if you're in control of the tempo, you're in control of the game.
Yeah, I think that's something you guys did like super well. Is like, and one thing we're trying to get a little bit better at, because sometimes we hang around in fights when we should just be either fully backed out or fully in. And I think you guys you had that portion of team fights down really well, and definitely exploited us on the fact that we were pretty indecisive. I think there was like some times where we could have, like for instance, our Rialto defense was like pretty solid, but like a few little mistakes, like one because our attack was so bad, it like put us in a hole, and then I don't know, just we kind of mismanaged ults a little bit towards the end, and then it gave you guys enough to just easily cap that last point. But like there was times where we could have, even on Anubis too, we kind of just didn't really focus fire. Like our comms were pretty all over the place and bad this week. So I definitely think it's I'm not really disappointed that we lost, but more just disappointed on how we played, because I know we can play so much better, and we just didn't take any opportunities that we were given. But you guys overall definitely deserve to win, and like obviously played well last week.
Yeah. That's obviously definitely very reasonable, and I mean, every team has its ups and downs. So we happen to be going on one of our ups, and you guys were in a little bit of a down. And that's sometimes how it happens.
For sure.
Okay, so now that we're done going over the games from last week, we're going to go ahead and do predictions for this week, or actually next week, since it is a bye week this week. But next week, the first matchup is Uwu versus Last Kings. So we'll just go ahead and go down the line for predictions for that. So we'll skip Uwu and Last Kings players, and then we'll get their thoughts on the match at the end. So, wait, is it Kylist or K-List?
Kylist.
Okay, Kylist, your prediction?
I'm thinking it's going to be very close. I'm thinking 3-2, maybe even a draw thrown in there. I'm not sure who's going to come on top, though.
Okay, Corbs?
3-1 Last Kings, but Uwu will look very competitive.
Okay, Girth?
You're muted, by the way.
Yeah. Probably 3-1 Last Kings.
Okay. I predict a 3-0 Last Kings. I think Uwu might get a draw, but I think it goes to Last Kings 3-0. Slimall?
I'll be the outlier. I'll say Uwu 3-2. Yeah, I just think both teams. I think this will be by far the best match we've had so far in the league.
Okay, and then Zach?
I've got to go Last Kings 3-0 with Dronamura.
Okay, and then Banana and Pineapple, if you guys want to talk at all about the match, feel free.
I think that that week's match will be it'll be very interesting to watch, because both Last Kings and Uwu was on a high after winning the first two games, like very strongly. We were winning. We were like, oh, awesome. So, and then after losing this week's game to Vancouver, but it was so close except for Ilios. I think it'll be interesting to see how we can compete against the Last Kings and see what we can bring to the table to try and improve ourselves.
I think you guys can make it close if you guys are playing at your full strength, but I do think Last Kings we're just like a really strong team. And we actually have some coaches now, and we're doing some like restructuring and stuff. So I think we're just gonna get better.
I agree. We're also getting some new coaches, and we're working on a new game plan, and it's fun. It's definitely going to be an interesting match to see who will come on top.
Okay. So the next match is Vancouver versus Exodus. So Banana, we'll go ahead and get your prediction for that.
All right, I'm gonna say Exodus is gonna come out on top. I'm gonna give it a 3-1.
Okay, Corbs.
I'm sorry to do my old team like this. I think Vancouver's gonna 3-0 them.
Okay. Pineapple.
I think 3-1 Vancouver. I think Exodus can take the first map this week, but I think Vancouver's still a better team and they'll win.
Okay, I think it's going to be a 3-0 for Vancouver. And real quick before we continue, Houston just won, and I am cooming. Okay, Slimo.
Oh, I did not know that. Hell yeah, I'm also a
Right.
Houston fan, but unfortunately, but yeah, I think Vancouver's riding on a high. I think they'll take it, but I think Exodus will get their first map win, so I think it'll be 3-1.
Okay, and Zach.
Honestly, I think it's going to go Vancouver 3-1 with Exodus taking probably 2 CP.
Okay, and then the next, Kylist and Garth, if you want to talk at all about it, feel free.
Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
So, a lot of our team's losses plays have just been us deciding really, really dumb stuff. Especially now, since we're really starting to try and efforts being put forward to actually get better by every single person in the team. If this continues, I think we'll have it. I know that. Well, first, each other's teams know a lot about each other. Me and Nova know each other pretty well, and our strengths are each other's weaknesses. You guys are kind of struggling in Brawl. We excel at Brawl. You're good at Dive. Suck at Dive. So it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like it'll be interesting to see really who wins this one. But
Yeah.
I do think we will win this. Either 3-1 or 3-2.
I think it'll be closer than people are predicting because you guys are riding on a high, so that may give you the edge. But we have been working on stuff all week. We've been working on stuff continuing through our losses, even though it's hard to be losing all the matches that we're losing. We fight hard in scrims, as anybody who scrimmed us will know. We have done a bunch of internals. We do drills. We've been working hard to improve, and I feel like it's going to be closer than, like I said, than people are thinking. But I really don't know what's going to happen this weekend. Next weekend, my bad.
I'd also just like to say that I bring up the fact that we make dumb decisions because if we make dumb decisions, we're gonna get 3-0'd. No, there's not gonna be a chance of saving it. But if we actually do take account to what everyone said and what to do, what we've been practicing, it will take. So, I even though my prediction might say, oh, it's going to be a landslide by us, I think we're only going to win if we try.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel the same way. I have confidence that we can take it, but it'll be an uphill battle.
Okay, so the next match is Butchers versus Soar. So, Banana, your prediction?
I think it's going to be a 3-0 to Soar.
Kylist?
3-1 to Soar.
Corbs?
I'm gonna go against the grain here. 3-2 Butchers.
Girth?
Soar.
Pineapple?
3-1 Chicago.
Slimo?
I'm also thinking 3-1 Chicago. Or no, sorry, 3-1 Soar.
Okay, so me and Zach, I'll go ahead and start. Butchers are crazy. They're really good, but I know the strength of my team, and I know that when we're at our best, we can play any team really tightly, and I know we can pull out the win. So I personally think it's going to be a 3-2 for us. But Butchers are crazy good. Their DPS are crazy. Their tanks are crazy. They're a crazy team overall. They definitely deserve the number 3 spot in Kern's power rankings. They're extremely good, and so it'll definitely be I think it's going to be a really close matchup, whichever way it goes. But personally, I think we take it 3-2.
I mean, that's a reasonable thought. I mean, obviously, I'm thinking Chicago's going to win. I do hope that it'll be a nice close series, a good match. yeah, I mean, I hope that you guys can somewhat get everything in a row, and you've got the extra week. I mean, I guess what I would say, I think it would be almost a roll if it had happened this week because you just lost SD Awesome. But since you do have that week to scrim and get your next DPS line going and ready, I think it'll be nice and close. But 3-1 Chicago.
So I don't know if you fully watched back the Exodus VOD. Esta only played Esta is very good and we utilize him a lot. Esta only played one map against Exodus.
That's fair.
So
That's fair.
we've already utilized other DPS lineups. So there's not a huge amount of implementation that we really need to work on. We just need to work on specifically preparing for Butchers, and I think once we do that, we'll be able to take them 3-2. It's definitely not going to be easy, as Butchers is a really solid team, but I do think we're going to take the win out of the end. Okay, so does anyone
Here's to
have...
a good match.
Yes, for sure. So, okay, does anyone have any final thoughts on any teams?
You forgot one game.
I did. Wait. Oh yeah, my bad.
Oh,
Smashers
yeah,
versus
good.
Big Macs. I'm dumb. Okay. Banana.
I'm gonna say 3-1 to the two Big Macs.
Okay. Kylist.
3-0 Big Macs.
Girthquick.
Real big.
Pineapple.
3-0 Big Macs.
Slimal. Oh wait, no. Sorry, you're one of them. Zach.
Honestly, I'm going to go 3-1 Smashers.
Okay. So with mine, I'm going 3-2 Smashers because their support line is crazy, and Corbs and Slimal, we can talk about whatever now.
All right, so we have a little surprise coming this week. Just not going to say anything yet. Just know that we are getting a new main tank because Shadow left. The main tank we are getting did defeat the old main tank Rollstar and did defeat the MVP of League Zero last season. Well, crap, I just leaked it.
Corbs main tank, Corbs main tank, Corbs main tank.
Yeah. Actually, no, it's not Corb's main tank. But either way, it's well, I kind of know him. I kind of know him from years past, so pretty damn good. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting to watch his debut.
Okay. Any final thoughts on teams before we wrap up?
Do we
Well-
want to? I know Allie had asked earlier.
Oh yeah.
Slimo.
Also, Slimo, please give me your thoughts.
Oh.
I apologize for being stupid.
It's okay. 3-0 Big Mac. No, I'm just kidding. So I think it'll honestly be like the most unpredictable game of the week. Just with us going back to basics and like trying to restructure everything, and also with Big Macs changing around how their main tank is. But I don't think it'll be super one-sided in either way, but I could honestly see it going to either of our teams, especially with just whatever adjustments we have to make going into next week.
Okay. Now, any final thoughts on teams?
I think Allie had brought it up in the general chat earlier, but Allie wanted to know if we wanted to do UU versus Hyperflex predictions of what's going to happen with
That's a
that
good
game
point. Okay, so
in an hour.
So UU versus Hyperflex. It's in an hour. By the time this goes up, it'll already have been played. But if anyone wants to make predictions, feel free.
Please win, Uwu. Don't let
If
Gordo
Hyperflex
stroke
had been
his ego.
Hyperflex is scrimmed 3-0 easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
If Hyperflex hasn't scrimmed, then Ubu 3-1.
Yeah, the problem is Hyperflex's players already have that built-in synergy, and I think Uwu is still developing it. So it's like it'll be
cool to watch.
It will be, yeah, it will be cool. Except like
It also
Hyperflex is gonna kind of.
It
does also hurt that Hyperflex, a lot of their starting roster coaches and manages Uwu, so they kind of know how they work.
Yeah,
That's true.
a lot of Hyperflex are our coaches, and like Yoshi's our manager, and Puppy's our coach, and like so gonna be, we have to think of other ways of things that we can do without them knowing. We made another Discord that's just for the players, and we've been talking about strategies there. So they don't really know what we're doing. I can talk about it. This is going up after, but they don't really know what we're gonna do. And it's good. They have an idea, but they don't, because we're trying. I know, because they said there's gonna be a couple off-roll games, a goats game, so. And Lenlar's managing who's going in, who's playing. So it'll be interesting to watch and play because everyone is getting playtime.
Okay. So that's gonna be it for this week of Revolve's Roundtable.
And then, wait, can I say something?
Yeah, feel free.
We better get the Herping Yoshi main tank because he is by far the best in the league.
True, that's facts.
I believe.
If you all get the reference, I'll be impressed.
Okay. Okay. So now this week's episode of Revolve's Roundtable. Thank you for watching, and thanks to all of you for coming. So yeah.